I was initially interested in Kappa Psi because I noticed how many of the pharmacists that I had worked with that were brothers. Many of them are very active in working to promote pharmacy as an industry and also pharmaceutical research. When I rushed, many of the brothers were not only leaders in many pharmacy organizations, but they also participated in research. This year isn't any different, as many of the brothers from my pledge class are working to continue that tradition. Furthermore, the DFW grad chapter is nearby and always happy to provide guidance if you have any questions. I joined Kappa Psi because I wanted to be part of an organization in which the members would be able to help and guide me in whatever pathway that I decided to take towards my career in pharmacy.
I remember looking up what their values were, what the organization was all about, and first learning that sobriety was something that they considered important to them. And so from there, started investigating what sobriety meant, because I think for most people, it is taken in one particular perspective, and it was about being even keeled. So I just remember as I joined Kappa Psi that it was important to be a sober individual, sometimes after you got an exam or before an important event, to remember to try to be calm, to know that kind of no matter what the situation was, through all of the peaks and valleys, to try to stay even keeled. And certainly when you are dealing with a patient who is upset, whether they are angry or emotional, or all types of situations, it really is important to be sober and to consider that a value.
So one of the reasons why I joined Kappa Psi was for one of their Ideals Fellowship. Coming into pharmacy school, I did an unconventional route. So I went to Weatherford College, which is a community college. So I pretty much just went to school and went home or went to work, and that's it. Coming into pharmacy school, it was extremely important for me to find those friendships that I could consider lifelong friends, just because I didn't get to in undergrad like a lot of people do. When the different events showed up on Facebook and stuff like that, and like going and seeing Kappa Psi brothers in the hallways and at the different events, you could really tell the bond they shared. It was so genuine, and you can tell that they were all just best friends. And I went through the process and am a Kappa Psi brother now, and can say, honestly, it's the best decision that I've made. All of these people, all of my brothers, would literally do anything for me. And it's so important to have that strong backbone of friends, just because pharmacy school is so hard and you need that support in order to get through it with your sanity. So I can honestly say I wouldn't have done anything different, and Kappa Psi is the best choice that I've made.
So one of the ideals, or one of the pillars of Kappa Psi that really resonated with me was high ideals. High ideals to me means that we're always acting in the best interests of our patients, and we're always trying to push the profession forward, and this kind of translates to a lot of our different ideals in Kappa Psi. But this really resonated with me, especially because of my history and trying to participate in community service and philanthropy whenever I could. Growing up in my community, it was really important to give back because a lot of people gave back to me, and I wanted to continue that in pharmacy school, and I thought that Kappa Psi was kind of the best way to go about that. So I remember one time at my P1 year, I was talking to some of the P4s, and they were getting ready to go to the Samaritan House, where we do an education series to HIV patients. And I saw their posters and everything, and I was asking them, how do you guys get to do all of this, and how do you come up with it? And they were telling me about all the hard work that they were doing with the brothers, and getting the slides ready and getting the posters ready, and how they had preceptors to help them to go and present to these patients. And I thought, wow, that is so cool. I want to be a part of that. So that's one of the main reasons why I joined Kappa Psi, was so that I can get involved in that. Philanthropy is a huge part of what we do, and we take pride in our philanthropy efforts in the community.
I originally wanted to join Kappa Psi because I wanted a strong group of friends throughout pharmacy school, but I quickly realized that Kappa Psi was so much more than that. I realized this when I met my big Christine for the first time. If you've ever met her, you know that she's just like this super bubbly, contagiously happy person, and I really loved that about her. And another thing I admired is that when she talked about her brothers, she didn't talk about them like they were just her friends. She talked about them like they were her family, and that's just something that I really looked up to. I'm a huge firm believer that you start to become the person that you surround yourself with. So ultimately I decided to surround myself with Kappa Psi brothers. I chose Kappa Psi because every time I turn a corner I have a role model that I can look up to. I have a brother that I can call at any time of the day or night and they will be there for me. I have brothers that I can go to lunch with. I have brothers that I can study with. I have brothers that I can do nothing with all day if I wanted to. Overall, I have brothers who are humble and brave and smart and successful, and the list just goes on and on and on. My brothers inspire me to be a better person every single day, and that is why I'm proud to be a Kappa Psi brother.
Are you happy now?